For 36 years, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei ruled Iran from behind the walls of a fortified compound in central Tehran, surviving assassination attempts, economic sieges, covert operations, and 2 direct wars with Israel, while outlasting 8 American presidents. The most powerful intelligence agencies on Earth had been hunting this man for years, tracking his movements, hacking his city, infiltrating his inner circle, building a killing machine that only needed one thing to activate: a single opening, a single moment of carelessness. And on a Saturday morning in February 2026, Khamenei finally gave it to them. Years before the strike, Israeli intelligence had quietly hacked into nearly every traffic camera across the city of Tehran, encrypting the footage and streaming it live to servers in Tel Aviv and southern Israel. One camera near Pasteur Street, just outside Khamenei's compound, gave analysts a direct view of where his bodyguards parked their personal cars each morning, revealing shift patterns, arrival times, and which guards were assigned to which senior officials. Mossad operatives recruited inside Iran fed back reports on meetings and movements that no satellite could see, while Israel's elite Unit 8200 intercepted every electronic signal flowing in and out of Tehran's government networks. Even Khamenei's obsessive use of burner phones could not protect him. American intelligence tracked the calling patterns to his known associates, effectively pinpointing his location in real time without ever cracking a single device. Algorithms processed billions of these data points into what intelligence officers call a pattern of life, a living profile that mapped how the supreme leader moved, who surrounded him, and exactly when he was most exposed. An Israeli official later said they knew Tehran the way they knew Jerusalem: every street, every routine, every vulnerability, and when you know a place that well, you notice every small thing that is out of place. But all of this surveillance, all of this infiltration, all of these years of patient watching amounted to nothing without one thing: the moment when Khamenei would be above ground, exposed and surrounded by enough of his commanders to make the strike worth the risk of war. On Friday night, February 27, 2026, CIA and Israeli intelligence intercepted confirmation that Khamenei had called a rare Saturday morning meeting, summoning his most senior military and security commanders to his Pasteur Street compound. Revolutionary Guard Commander Mohammad Pakpour, Defense Minister Aziz Nasirzadeh, Military Council Chief Ali Shamkhani, Armed Forces Chief Mohammad Bagheri, and Aerospace Force Commander Majid Musavi were all expected to attend. 2 American aircraft carrier strike groups were already in the Gulf. Hundreds of fighter jets were armed across the region. Destroyers and nuclear submarines were locked on Iranian coordinates. The largest military buildup since the invasion of Iraq was parked on his doorstep, and every signal on Earth was screaming that an attack was coming. And in the middle of all of this, Khamenei gathered his entire command structure above ground, at a known compound, in broad daylight, because he believed a Saturday morning in the heart of his own capital was safe enough. That was the mistake. The one decision that turned years of intelligence gathering from a surveillance operation into a kill order. The CIA passed what officials described as high-fidelity intelligence to Israel, data precise enough to select specific munitions, calculate entry angles, and time the strike down to a narrow window that Saturday morning. A human source inside Iran confirmed the meeting was proceeding exactly as planned, the final green light that a target of this magnitude required before 2 independent senior officers could authorize the bombs. The original plan had called for a midnight assault, standard procedure for high-value kills. But Khamenei's own arrogance handed them something better: a daylight strike that would catch every air defense system in Iran braced for a nighttime approach. Just before sunrise on Saturday, February 28th, Israeli Air Force Chief of Staff Ayal Zamir sent a final message to his pilots. Operation Roaring Lion begins. You are cleared to strike. We are making history. I trust you. Good luck to us all. Israeli F-35 stealth fighters armed with long-range precision munitions lifted off from bases inside Israel, while American warships launched over 100 Tomahawk cruise missiles and B-2 stealth bombers began tearing apart Iran's air defense network from above. Within minutes, coordinated cyber attacks from Unit 8200 and the American National Security Agency shut down Iran's S-300 and S-400 systems entirely. Radar screens went dark, missile batteries went silent, and the skies over Tehran became an open corridor. At the same moment, Israeli operatives jammed roughly 12 cell towers surrounding Pasteur Street. Every phone in the area suddenly appeared busy when called, and Khamenei's security detail was cut off from the outside world without even knowing it. His guards could not receive a single warning. Their phones rang endlessly into nothing, while 30 precision-guided bombs were already descending toward the compound above their heads. 2 hours and 5 minutes after takeoff, at exactly 9:40 in the morning Tehran time, the bombs struck 3 buildings across the compound simultaneously. Khamenei in one, his generals in another, his Security Council in a third, all hit within 60 seconds. The man who had ruled Iran since 1989 was underground when the first bomb hit, but not deep enough, and not in one of the compound's 2 hardened bunkers that might have saved his life. Satellite imagery captured minutes later showed the entire Pasteur Street compound flattened to rubble and black smoke. And by that evening, Israeli intelligence confirmed they had pulled Khamenei's body from the wreckage and shown a photograph directly to Prime Minister Netanyahu. 48 senior Iranian leaders were killed that morning in near-simultaneous strikes across Tehran. The most devastating decapitation of a sovereign government in modern military history, all because one man chose to meet above ground. Khamenei's daughter, son-in-law, grandchild, and daughter-in-law were also confirmed dead, and his wife succumbed to her injuries 2 days later, erasing an entire branch of the ruling family in a single strike. Iranian state media insisted for hours that the supreme leader was alive. But in the streets below the smoke, thousands of Iranians were already celebrating the end of the man who had crushed them for over a generation. President Trump confirmed the kill that afternoon, writing that Khamenei had been unable to escape American intelligence and that there was nothing he or the leaders destroyed alongside him could have done to stop it. They had hacked his cameras for years, tracked his burner phones across networks, recruited sources inside his circle, blinded his air defenses in minutes, and silenced his guards' phones in the final seconds. But none of it would have been enough if Khamenei had simply stayed underground. One meeting, above ground, in daylight, at a known location, while the most powerful military force in human history was already aimed at his country, that was all it took. Operation Roaring Lion proved something that every dictator, warlord, and strongman on earth should now understand. You can build the thickest walls, surround yourself with the most loyal guards, and hide behind the most powerful weapons your country can produce. But if you make one mistake, the people watching will not miss.